Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today we're talking about guppies. Now, they say there's a guppy for everyone. They have tons of body colors, tons of patterns, tons of tail or fin types, and there's no denying that these guys are beautiful. Now, these are ones that I saw when I was out in Manitoba visiting the Arctic Char Farm run by Peter David Waldner, and he's the breeder of these, and these are excellent quality guppies. Now, I don't really know that much about guppies. I'm not going to blow smoke and claim to be an enthusiast or an expert or really say that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to guppies. But historically, they just haven't been my cup of tea. My water's a little soft for them for the most part, and I tend to prefer more natural body types and styles rather than the more designer side of fish keeping. But if you've been around my channel for a while, then you know I do keep a few live bearers. I have wild guppies like these that came out of Colombia by accident. They were actually bycatch with some catfish, and I ended up having a pair, so I do keep these guys. And these are essentially feeder guppies. They're certainly nothing special, but there's something I like about them because they're so tiny and their color is so subtle that I continue to maintain them anyway. I also work with some of their cousins, the Endler's live bear, and I have a few strain of wild Endlers going as well, simply because I think they're really beautiful, and again, they're super tiny. Now, Endlers, like guppies, are prolific, and that's another reason I've historically not worked with them, is that what do you do with all those fry? But if you've been around again for a while, you know that I have a good friend named Ricky Chawla in Queens, New York, and he has this gorgeous, gorgeous bowl of guppies, and I've shown you guys this bowl a bunch in the past. It's really spectacular, and every time I visit him, these guys have just grown on me. And this past week I was there because I was doing a store tour in New Jersey. Stay tuned for that, probably next week. And he offered to give me some of these. So I guess there truly is a guppy for everyone. These are Ginga Rubra or miniature guppies. And as you can see, they don't have the really extreme finnage that a lot of the fancy guppies have. And they're just, I think, really gorgeous. So I brought some home and put them in my 55-gallon Impulsive Aquascape. And we're going to take a look at these today and talk about why I like them, what I've learned about them, and just talk guppies. As mentioned, these are Ginga Rubra, and they go back to a line of fish from Japan by Kenjiro Tanaka, who is an exceptionally famous fish breeder. He's been working with breeding killifish and guppies for over 30 years. And what I really like about this strain is that they have the blonde body, so that gold color. Even the females who don't have any real visible coloration or dotting or iridescence or anything in their fins or body, they have that beautiful blonde body. And my favorite colors are yellow and orange. So these fish are perfect for me. They have short fins. The males will sometimes get red in their dorsal fin. They have like an emerald green iridescence. Some of them have the purple body mutation. And so you'll see a bunch of different ocular spotting in their peduncle, all the way into their caudal fin or into their tail. And they have the Wingian orange spots along the lateral line, which I really like. Those sort of round dots down the body, I just think are really, really awesome. Now, these guys, I think, were described back in 1922. And you can find papers on them all the way back to them, and they are unique in that they have the red color proximally and the upper edge of that caudal fin, as mentioned, the large oblong red side spots, and a dark side dot in the tail at the base of the caudal. In my lighting here, you can see that these guys have really pretty vivid coloration. I might manipulate the lighting a bit because it seems just a little bit too bright for them. And these guys are just really tiny, you know, the size of an Endler. A lot of guppies will get at least twice this size. These guys are super tiny, which is why they're also called miniature guppies. And I just think they're gorgeous. And what's also really nice about them is they're pretty uncommon. Now, if you Google them, you'll see them available in a few spots, and for anywhere from $30 to $65 a pair. So these are ones that are a pretty worthwhile investment. Now, as you can see, they're exceptionally active, which makes them extremely hard to get footage of, despite me trying my O-nip trick. So I hope you enjoy what you do get to see here. Now, I will keep these in this 55 gallon, and I think this is a particularly well-suited tank to them because it has a huge thicket of moss, it has stem plants that go all the way up to the surface, and then it has that dense crypt carpet that will give the babies plenty of space to hide. Now, these guys aren't supposed to really predate on their babies very much, and as evidenced in Ricky's bowl, I'm sure that has to be true. But I wanted to make sure that I put them in an aquarium where they would have a good shot. Now they're sharing it with my Oryzius wolverae or Daisy's rice fish fry, as well as my longfin blue eye lemon ancestris. And neither of those guys should really bother them, especially with all the hiding places in this aquarium. So I think it'll be fun to work with these guys. They were raised in New York City water, which is extremely soft and have thrived there, so I don't anticipate having any issues. But I will look forward to updating you guys on their progress. They're already breeding. Ricky did send me with a male, a couple females, and a handful of fry, but they dropped more overnight. So I'm sure they'll follow their reputation and be prolific. As always, thanks for your continued support.